Today we'll be looking at AWS Global Infrastructure. So under AWS Global Infrastructure, we have about six of them, but we'll be focusing majorly on AWS regions and availability zones. So what is AWS regions? So according to AWS regions are separated geographical areas. So AWS regions consist of multiple physically separated and isolated availability zones that are connected with low latency, high throughput, highly redundant networking. So what is availability zone? So availability zone comprises of one or more data centers. Then what is a data center? A data center is a physical center or facility that companies use there to house their servers. So what are we trying to say here? So a region, for example, let's say you can have Lagos as a region, then you can have like in Ikeja, you can have an availability zone where they keep all their servers. So in Aja, you can have another availability zone, so where they keep all their servers there. So that's what all this is talking about. So for example, you can see this is an availability zone that contains different servers, but you know that um, one availability zone cannot make a region. So a region must contain at least two availability zones. So this is what it looks like. So a region contains two or more availability zones. So this is what a data center looks like. So let's go to this website. So now this is the website. So you can see here, you can see different services, local zones, wavelength zones, and others. But we'll be focusing on regions and availability zones. So you can see these are different countries with different regions. So if you scroll down to the map, so if I hover on this dot, you can see this is availability zone in Canada West, and different this Oregon, this Canada Central, and different others. So the red ones are like this Mexico. So they are yet to open the availability zone. So the next thing is why AWS global infrastructure. One is to reduce high latency. So you know that the closer the server is to you, it reduces the latency. Then the second one is high availability by deploying to different availability zones. So for example, if you deploy your application on different availability zones, so when one availability zone is down, then your traffic can be redirected to the second availability zone, making your application um, highly available. Then the next one is to recover quickly from disaster. So if one of the availability zone, maybe something happened and it got destroyed, then you can recover quickly from the second availability zone. Then the next one is AWS compliance. So now let's get to the practical part and see how it works. So we are in on AWS. This is the AWS homepage. So if you don't know how to get started with AWS, you can check out my foundational cloud computing videos on the description of this video. Now let's look at regions. So if you can see here, we have North Virginia. So this is one of the regions. So if I click on it, you can see these are different regions you can choose from. So if you create a resource on a particular region, when you go to another region, you will not find it there. That's why you have to check the region where you are creating your resources. Another thing is you need to check the region that is closer to you in order to reduce latency, which we discussed earlier. That is one of the reasons of AWS global infrastructure. So let's create a resource. Let's create EC2 instance on this North Virginia um, region. So let's create EC2 instance here. So I'll click on EC2 instance. Click on this. So I'll launch a new instance, but I'll not be going into details of how to create an instance. So if you want to know how to create an instance, you can look at my video on how to deploy a React application, which I will add to the description. So but what I want to show you is how to deploy your instance on a particular availability zone. So if I come to network settings, I'll click here. So once you create an account, AWS creates a default VPC for you. You don't need to worry about this VPC because we will be treating VPC later. But if I click under this subnet, if I click on this no preference, you will see I have different subnets, so you don't worry about this subnet. We'll treat it when we'll be treating VPC. But you can see here availability zone. You can see US East 1D. You can see US East 1A. So if I want to deploy my instance on any of these availability zone, I'll just select the availability zone. So that's how to deploy your instance or your resource to a particular availability zone. So that will be all for this video. I believe you have learned something today. So if you love what we do here, kindly like this video and subscribe. Bye.